So I've been here at PDI for 3.5 hours, and well, I messed up. I didn't use load locks, and I didn't think I needed them, but I should get back in the habit, because this load, the last at least 3 pallets of eggs, the 2 rear ones fell over, the other one shifted over towards the side, and you see the thumbnail. There's gonna be some damage coming back with me to the yard. The yard's right up the street, literally just that way. And so yeah, I own my mistakes, and I will tell you guys my mistakes, and I will tell you why, so that you guys can learn from my mistakes. Hopefully I won't get in too bad trouble, but this load was kind of in trouble from the get-go, from before I did anything to screw it up. I got given this load with not enough time to get there to be on time to pick it up in the first place. I went to where was that? In Indiana. It was North Vernon, Indiana, which was somewhere south of Indianapolis, maybe even south of I forget, but it was out in the middle of the nowhere, some small town like area. And I went into this place, and I was almost an hour late getting there, and my dispatcher knew that was the case. He gave it to me where I was 2 hours and 39 minutes away when he gave it to me, when I was just got unloaded at the place that I dropped off just before that. So we were already running late, so the broker was already on my dispatcher's case about it. And then I didn't have enough hours, because I already had like half a clock to get here, and I was supposed to be here at 8 a.m. and it was like a little after 1 o'clock this afternoon when I got here, because I had to stop and take a 10-hour break. There was no getting around that. So I have driven over my time a few times in order to make loads on time, but I can't keep doing that, because I can get in a lot of trouble, and I'm trying not to do that. And the load lock part of this is my fault. The fact that these pallets fell over is all my fault, because I didn't put load locks on there. Plain and simple. That's my fault as a driver. I had 6 load locks. I could have thrown 2 or 3 of them on. So that is completely my fault. I own that. That's my mistake. Use your load locks whenever you can. A lot of times we as drivers have loads that we pick up that the trailer gets sealed, and we never get a chance to put load locks on. Sometimes they ask us for load locks when we show up to get live loaded, or if we go to do a drop and hook, we're supposed to leave a trailer with a couple of load locks in the back, so when they do go load it later on, and then we leave with a different loaded trailer and they have that empty with a couple load locks in. So bottom line, when you're able to get up in there and put load locks in on a load, do it, because I don't know what's going to happen with this load. We might not ever be able to pull for that particular broker or company again, or whatever. But it kind of started out bad, and that was kind of the dispatcher's fault on that end of it with the on-timeness. But as far as those pallets and the damage, that's all on me. So we'll see how that goes. But they've been back there. We're working on over 3.5 hours sitting here, and they said they would be sending any of the rejected damaged product back with me, and then when I get done, I'm supposed to bring it up to the yard and leave. I'm gonna have to top off the reefer and the truck, leave it running so that they can deal with it in the morning with the paperwork and stuff. And then I'm picking up a load and heading towards Trotwood again, which I go to Trotwood a lot. And there's always plenty of time to get to Trotwood. We go there constantly, and there's always like a 24-hour window to pretty much get there. So I got plenty of time to go there, but I'm only going to have, I don't know, right now I'm sitting at 4 hours and 9 minutes left on both my middle clocks, both my total shift and drive. So I'm just ticking on my 14 right now, no matter what. I'm sitting off duty. I should go, yeah, I think I'm going to go into sleeper berth, and then I'm going to go back in here to my logs. I need to go certify yesterday's log real quick. I have no idea how much longer I'm going to be here, but it is what it is. Things happen. This is the first time I've had this situation happen where I can say it was actually my fault for it happening. Come on. Yeah, well, we will edit this and put it sleeper berth. Edit. It did not switch it. Sleeper berth. Save. There. That'll help with my hours, maybe. It means that I'll only have to stop for like 7 or 8 hours later, maybe. I'm not real good with that split sleeper berth stuff, but it'll either work or it won't. So anyhow, that's what's going on, and I've just been waiting here. Who knows how long they're going to take, but I know they've been unloading. I don't think there should have been any more than just those last couple of pallets damaged. It's just that those last ones were I don't know how that happened, because I didn't really drive aggressively. I did, however, have to hit my brakes kind of hard in construction over by the Davenport area, because I had a bunch of traffic come to a screeching, almost complete stop right in front of me, where they have a bunch of construction over there on 74, right before it's the last little part of 74 before you make that left-hand turn to come up towards the Davenport area, the very last little bit of it. So other than that, I don't know where else that could have possibly happened, but long story short, use your load locks whenever you're able to. Now, if this had been a situation where I was at a dock where they seal it from the inside and I didn't have the opportunity to put load locks on there, then it wouldn't have been really my fault at all, because, you know, I would have been able to say, well, I wasn't able to put load locks on there, so it can't really be my fault. Who knows how that happened, but I don't drive aggressively. I don't, drive in a way that should make loads topple over like that. But, just the vibration from the road can do funny things to stuff in the trailer, and stuff, could possibly happen. But, hitting your brakes real hard, things should be shoved into the rest of the load going forward, but other things can happen too. Momentum can be funny sometimes, and who knows. I'm not going to sit here and over evaluate it, but use your load lock so you don't have that sort of situation happening to you. So I'm always here to try to hopefully not be the example, but hopefully to be the better example. But I don't want to be like the example of what not to do like I am today, where I didn't use load locks, and that may or may not be the total reason why this happened. I mean, I don't know if there was structural weaknesses in the cases or not. I mean, doubtfully that has anything to do with it, but it is what it is. It happened. I can't go back and change it, and I'll just have to do better in the future. So it is what it is. So hopefully they get me out of here sometime soon, so I can go get on the next load, and hope this one isn't too bad of a deal, and I don't get in too bad of trouble for it. So I have no idea how this affects things in the long run for me or whatever, but so it doesn't help that I was given this load where I was going to be late no matter what picking it up to start with, and that I didn't have enough hours to come all the way back. Now, had I had a fresh 11-hour clock from where I was at, I could have made it all the way back here and been here in plenty of time. But I started out with only by the time I left the place, I only had 5 or 6 hours, I think, at best, to drive from the place I picked up the eggs to here. Had to stop and take a 10-hour break, and I got stopped around 10 o'clock last night. I pretty much took a full 10-hour break. I didn't get a full set of hours back, so I just took a full 10 and then drove here and got here a little bit after 1 o'clock. I mean, it was between 1:05 and 1:10, probably 1:09 when I pulled in here. So it is what it is. So well, it's getting darker out, and I love how natural light always is brighter than the light of man-made light. It can get pretty dark out, and as long as you have a little bit of natural light, cameras will pick it up and make it look like, even when it's getting almost pitch dark, it'll look almost like full daylight. It still looks rather bright out, but the street lights have come on. It's about halfway dark. It's like a third to halfway getting dark out, and you can't even really tell that much. So maybe, I don't know if you can really see. It looks like it's more towards the afternoon or something, but this is a typical pre-winter, beginning of winter, evening, 5 o'clock in the evening type lighting, but it's actually darker for me than it is for you on the screen. It's kind of interesting how natural light always comes out better than, it looks like, it's almost pitch black for me looking back here, but for you guys can almost see things a lot better than I can. That's interesting. But if you use man-made light, if I was using my bunk lights and stuff and all that, it's not nearly as good a light. Anyway, my buddy George hurt himself at his job getting on and off the truck this weekend, last Thursday or Friday, and he was going to do some extra work and wasn't able to do it. He hurt his foot. He's an older guy. He's been driving since forever. he's got 40, 50 years worth of driving under his belt, and he drives for FedEx contract company called C2C out of the Grimes area, and he drives down to Kansas City area all the time for his regular route, and then sometimes he does some Olathe, which is almost the same route, or sometimes he goes out to Princeton, or he does a couple other routes sometimes for extra work occasionally. But he pretty much on his normal route, he doesn't even put in a full 8 hours. He just goes there, gets on the truck around 9:30, 10 o'clock at night, and he's usually back home he's usually in his house by 5 a.m. at the latest, most nights, depending on whether or not he goes to do other things. Like sometimes he'll go to the gym, sometimes he'll go do other stuff, but hopefully he'll be returning to work tonight. I got a couple more hours before I find that out. So my wife just found out that she got in a rear end and 4th of July, and she's got some things going on, and she found out she has some stuff going on, and hopefully she will get better. But now they know more of why she's having all the issues she's having, and hopefully, hey, I got a green light and the dock light came on. So I'm gonna keep you guys on live. I think I can free to pull up. Curious. Interesting to see how much damage there actually is back there. I'm kind of almost scared to find out. There was at least 2 pallets that fell completely over, and the pallet leaning up against the side on the right, on the passenger side of the trailer. Alright, I'm gonna pull up. Alright, almost 4 hours of sitting here. Alright. Pull up here, and I'll bring you guys along, and we'll see how much crap got left on the end of this trailer. I'm hoping it's really not more than like half a pallet's worth stacked somewhat nicely. And I know that there's some egg all over the trailer. They're gonna have to do a trailer wash on this one. So let's go back and see what happened. So kind of dreading this. Let's go see. Alright, how are we doing on reefer fuel, by the way? We're still at half. Kind of surprised. Alright. Wow. See, there's some egg right there. See, I'm gonna put on my flashlight if it'll let me. Oh, it won't let me put on my flashlight. I'm gonna get up here. Oh, yeah, egg there. I have no idea. I have no flashlight with me. You guys can't really see that. Step out of the way of the light. So roughly about 4.5 roughish pallets, but they were stacked higher, like 3 rows higher. For those of you that caught the, so I'm gonna back up backwards here. I get the idea. Oh well, no idea. See what kind of trouble I get into here. So, all right. It is what it is. I don't want to sit down. There. Well, see, the light is a lot better for you guys. The camera is picking that up a lot better. It's a lot darker. I can't see that nearly as well in person as I can with the camera. It is what it is. I can't really do much about it now. So, see you guys right there while I'm just bear with me. Set that over here. Close this door. All right. That's pretty much it, folks. There's not much more of a story here than what I just showed you. So, yeah. I got to lift up on these trailer doors. Alright. That's it, guys. I will, talk to you guys later. That's pretty much all I got to say. Use your load locks when you have them. Learn from me. At least one thing I can share my mistakes. So hopefully you guys avoid making the same mistakes. So I'm going to end the live feed here. Thanks guys for coming by. So don't do what I did. Use your old locks. That kind of stuff can be avoided. Bye.